Siobhan Wilson's just taken a heavy blow and down clutching her face in quite some discomfort.
It looks like she's holding her knee there. Yeah, Shiv's had a great season already. Obviously I think it's her first season full time, but great left foot, loads of energy up and down the left side, and has been pivotal for us this season, so it's unfortunate to see her down, but hopefully it's nothing too bad.
When you did your ACL against Southampton over a year ago now, what were your initial thoughts when you first went down injured on the pitch?
I knew I'd done something because the way that my knee felt, I was like, yeah, my knee's not supposed to go in that position. But there was nothing in my head telling me, yeah, you've done your ACL. All I remember was going into the changing room, and I was in the shower. And as I'm walking to get in the shower, my knee was just buckling all over the place. So I thought, yeah, I've done something wrong. But yeah, there was nothing in my mind to think, yeah, my ACL's non-existent.
So Blues forced into the early change with the injury to Siobhan Wilson. Abby Jenner will be the player to replace her. Siobhan Wilson having to take all the weight off that right knee.
I actually got my lashes done. I come out my lash appointment and I had a missed call from Dr. Robin, and I was waiting that period of time. I think it was a couple of days. I was waiting for my MRI results. So I was like, okay, it's got to be the results then, because he wouldn't call me otherwise. He was just like, yeah, sorry, you've done an ACL, and I was just like, I just didn't say anything. I was just silent, because for one, I was just like, there's no way I'm ruining my lashes. I've been sat there getting them done for 2 hours, and I'd done enough crying anyway. And then the first thing I said, okay, what next? And he was just like, yeah, we're gonna speak to a surgery consultant. And then I was like, yeah, let's get it done. Good morning. Today is surgery day. I am gassed. I'm just excited because let's go. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's get it done. The recovery process can start, do you know what I mean? So we have arrived. This is my room for the evening. It's quite alright, to be fair. I've got my little TV up there. It's giving. It is giving. I've got a bit of hang time, do you know what I mean? Do you reckon that I could go into the operation with my do-rag on? But I think the surgeon's coming in soon to mark up my knee and that. And yeah, hopefully we'll get going soon. Well, that escalated very quickly. Yo, I feel waved, bro. Surgery went well, everything went well, so they done a patella graft to reconstruct my ACL. They tightened up my MCL, and my meniscus was actually torn at the root, so they had to go in there and fix that too. So I basically got like 3 surgeries in one. I am home, I am alive and well. As you can see, game readying as we speak. This is what it's currently looking like. A bit swollen, but that's to be expected. So yeah, this here is the patella graft that they done. I think there is where they went into my meniscus, and that is my MCL. It's been tough. It was very tough. I mean, like you said, like for me, I've literally been active my whole life, and I don't get injuries. Like if I've had injuries, they're very small, and I've been out for a week, 2 weeks max. So when it's something that, you know, puts you out for a long period of time and it makes you not be able to do simple things like walking, it really like messes with your head. But at the same time, I'm grateful that I did have other things outside of football to focus on. Because I literally said this the other day to someone. I was like, if I didn't have, you know, all the stuff that I do away from football, I think I would have lost my mind. Like when it happened, I thought, God, how am I going to be able to still, you know, do content, record videos? Because, you know, when you grow a following, you have followers for a reason, because they want to see your content. So it's a thing where you have to be consistent with what you're posting. But I kind of, with like my gym stuff, I made it in a way where I would do content around my knee, and I'd kind of done like vlog style stuff, and I remember I'd done a video of me saying I think I was in a brace, and I was just like, guys, like, it's not good news, like, I've done my ACL, whatever. Guys, it's not the ideal scenario right now, it's really not. And I know I joke with you when I say I'm in the trenches, but I am literally in the trenches right now. ACL, done out. MCL, done out. Meniscus, done out. And my whole knee is done out. When I started doing that, I started getting like loads of messages from like other women, like people in general, just saying that they've had knee problems and other stuff, and it made me think, okay, well, it's not just me. And it was just nice to know that like I'm not the only one who's like dealing with things like this, and thankfully I'm in an environment where I'm going to get the best care, I'm going to get the best support and the best rehab, whereas other people don't get that. And there's a girl actually at my gym who, I think she'd done her ACL as well. She'd done it like literally, she just fell over and done it. And even to this day, I think she's had no ACL for like 2 years, but she hasn't sorted it out because obviously the waiting time in the NHS, trying to get an MRI, she's just like, I can't bothered. So yeah, like that in itself did make me very grateful for the situation I'm in. Because you know, if I was just like anyone else, God knows how long I'll be waiting for an MRI. And you know, trying to get like a consultant with a surgeon and stuff, and you know, surgeries, they're not cheap. So yeah, I'm very grateful that I'm, like I said, in the situation I'm in. But yeah, having other people and kind of sharing my journey allowed other people to open up to me and be like, oh my God, like, what exercise are you doing and stuff. And I thought, oh great, content, that's content for me to do. I can try and help people with the situation I'm in and give them ideas in terms of, you know, what exercises have helped me the most, what to do when you're suffering with knee injuries. So yeah, I think I did have to change a couple of things in terms of my content, but yeah, that helped massively. Hi, Siobhan Wilson here from Birmingham City. Obviously it's an honour to be called up again to the Jamaican national team squad. Obviously it's a massive achievement for everyone to have made it to the World Cup, and I'm just grateful to be here, grateful to be a part of the team. The worst part about that for me was obviously the World Cup was coming up, and obviously I don't know if I was going to get selected. It was looking like I was, and yeah, obviously that happened in April, and then the World Cup was in the summer, and that was the worst bit for me. I was just like, fine, if you're gonna take my knee, take it, but why you gotta take it now, sort of thing. And that was very difficult for me mentally, knowing that I've missed out on like a major tournament. Like every player dreams of being in the World Cup. But I'm a very firm believer of there's no such thing as a coincidence. Like I remember, obviously I'd done it in April. I remember in January saying to myself, like, I'm so like overworked with like football, with work, like I couldn't balance everything out, and I was just tired, like mentally and physically. And I'm a workaholic, so I don't know how to like take a break. So when I look back on it now, I think this was the universe saying, okay, Shiv, sit down. Now you've got no choice but to sit down, because I've been going, you know, from 0 to 100. I was playing at Crystal Palace, playing here, then I went obviously international football, and I've done that all in the space of like 3 or 4 years, as well as building my platform on social media. And yeah, I just wouldn't stop, even though there was something telling me that I should stop. I was like, nah. And I think, yeah, that was the universe saying like, yeah, Shiv, you need to sit down. So. Yes, guys, I am back. As you can see, it's my first day of rehab, so I thought, you know, I'd take you through what I do in my rehab. God, you know how nice it is to feel a pump, the burn. So obviously there's not really much I can do on this leg at the moment because I'm still non-weight bearing, and I've got another 2 weeks of non-weight bearing. So today is probably one of the best days of my life. We are running for the first time in 3 months. And I did have a little taster on this the other day, but today's like the first day of my actual running program. What happens now is it will fill with air. It calculates your weight and then calibrates whatever based upon your weight. Ooh! You put the body weight, it's 75% in it. But to start off with a little 2-minute walk. Sweetie, darling. Darling, sweetie. Now we go up to 6.
Here she is.
We're running! We're coming! We're coming!
Easy.
Could have done this 2 months ago.
I feel a bit emotional, can't lie. No, obviously it's not been easy, but like when you're going through it, it never feels like it's going to get better. But yeah, days like this, you know, help you see the light at the end of the tunnel, so. Thanks, guys, thank you. No, you're going to make me emotional. Yeah.
So we'll start with some A skips.
Okay.
Out to about 5 metres.
That was the best set. Don't cut that one out. Yeah, I mean, knee feels a bit weird, obviously, but it's to be expected. Like that's the first time I've ran my full body weight, so. But yeah, no, it feels. No, not bloating. But like, I'm just like, bro, if I'm sweating and I'm breathing heavy like this, just doing that, then when the actual serious running starts, how am I gonna be? Yeah. When because I think before that period of time, I was still just doing like rehab and stuff. It might have been for like 3 or 4 months, and I was just like, I'm losing my head in the gym every single day, doing the same thing. And yeah, that's the hardest part about it. There was like numerous times, even when I was back out on the grass, I was just like, you look over there and everyone's training and you're just there on your own, like running or doing something with the ball, and it's just like, when is it gonna end? And then it gets to a point where you're in training, not fully, and like physically you feel like you can do everything, but you still can't be in full training because you haven't hit, you know, strength marks. You've got to pass power tests, you've got to pass this test and that test. And I was just like, when is it gonna end? And I'll be honest, there's times where I did think to myself, like, is this even worth it? Because it's just so mentally draining to put in so much work and see like minimal changes over the course of like 9 months. But it's just one of those things where I was just like, no, I've not come this far in my career and I've not done what I've done to stop now. Like I'm not doing it. Like I'll be stupid to do that. So I just had to keep telling myself that the whole way through.
It was just a lot of encouragement and management of those expectations. It's just keeping her focused on the process and the next step and hitting the next goal. She said right from the start, like shortly after her surgery, that she was going to come back like bigger, stronger, better than she was before, which is exactly what you want to hear as, you know, the people that are going to be working with her for so long. I definitely saw it in the way that she approached all of her time with the physios, and you know, there's obviously a lot of tough things that she had to go through, like she maintained that all the way through. And then obviously when she got back into the pitch stuff and I sort of started working with her more, it just became that much more enjoyable then, because she had accomplished all this already, and it was like, all right, let's crack on with, you know, the stuff that's going to get you playing again, the running, the kicking and all that type of things.
I remember there was like a couple of weeks where I was in full training, but I'd have a bib on. No one can touch me. And it's just like, there were times where like I'd want to go and press or do a certain movement, but I can't because I'm not full contact yet. So it's just like, the best way I can explain it, it just feels like you're in a cage for like nearly a year, and you just, like, you've got shackles on your feet and you just want to be let go. Yeah, and it's just, I just remember those training sessions where I'm in, like you're literally there but you're not there. It's like you've got one toe over the line and it's just like, but yeah, it's just one of those things where you just have to, I had to think back to the times where I couldn't walk, I couldn't drive, I couldn't go to the toilet without needing help, I couldn't get dressed without needing help. So yeah, just have to think back to those times, and yeah, that helps get me through. There was times where I said to them, I was like, just give me something. I'm not asking for you to absolutely clamp me, but just give me something so I can get used to that again. Because that was one of the things that I found the hardest, was getting your awareness back. That was the hardest thing, because obviously, I haven't trained for 8 or 9 months and been around people when I've got the ball at my feet. To be honest, I don't think I felt like a footballer until I got my first minutes. That was when it sat in for me, and I walked in the change room and I saw my shirt hanging up and my name was on the team sheet. I was like, right, now I feel like a footballer again.
And it's a very good afternoon. Welcome inside St Andrews at Knighthead Park for more Women's Championship action as Birmingham City women go head-to-head with Lewes, hoping to continue the spring in their step.
With what I said before about me going through the whole process and saying I don't even know if this is worth it, that moment there made the whole 9-10 months worth it. It was, I don't think it actually sunk in until afterwards, and obviously the interview that we done after, I watched it back and I'm absolutely buzzing, I can't contain myself. But it was, I felt the most anxious at the time because I was there for ages waiting to come on because the ball wouldn't go off, and I was like, oh my God, I've waited 10 months for this, please, hurry up. I was like, by the time I come on, there's gonna be 1 minute left. But yeah, it was, once you're on though, it's you don't think about anything else. I wasn't thinking, oh my God, I need to be careful of how I move because of my knee. I just didn't care. I was like, thank goodness, thank goodness I'm back on this pitch.
So here is the introduction of Siobhan Wilson, who will come on for Neve Heron at the end of this game.
It didn't fulfill me the way I thought it would. I was fulfilled at the time, but after that, I was just like, oh, okay, is that it? I thought the feeling was gonna last for longer, because I feel like now I'm a very goal-driven person. So when I reach something, I'm happy with it for a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, what's next? And that's a blessing and a curse, because realistically, I need to just sit in that and appreciate everything I've done leading up to that point, and just think, right, you're back training every week now. You're not doing rehab every single day. You're not training on your own. You're in the squad now. And I think probably mentally, this is another hard part now of, trying to get minutes again, training consistently at a good level every week, trusting myself again with the ball and without the ball, getting my confidence back. And I think once I feel like all of that's back, then I'll be fulfilled.
Welcome back.
The work that you put in your rehab is what you're going to get out of it. If you're skipping one rep, one set, if you do everything, at least you know you've done everything that you possibly can. You've just got to focus on what you can control. You can't control what date, what time you're going to come back. All you can control is what you're doing in that gym and when you're out on the pitch and whatever it is. And I think I would probably give them the advice that my mum gave me, be patient, but be the best patient.